I'm in Fort Lee. Actually, I used to have a job here when I was a kid in the .com back in, not here, but in Fort Lee. But I have a real big treat for you. I'm interviewing the person who edits these vlogs. I'm not sure if he's bringing his own equipment. I have my stuff with me, and we're gonna find a nice location here. You can see the George Washington Bridge from here. You can look over into the city, New York City and so forth. So it should be a nice spot, and it's a little bit cloudy. That's the only problem. The sky's not so great. But in any event, looking forward to you meeting him. I'm very curious what he's learned about SEO after, editing these videos for like 2+ years. So it should be fun. Hope you enjoy it, and hope you like the views. Okay. Thank you, Joseph, for coming out to the George Washington Bridge with me.
Thanks
Pretty
for having
cool.
me.
I haven't never seen it from this point of view.
Did you have to reserve this spot like a couple months in advance? Like,
it just cost me like a few $100,000, but it's well worth it, I think.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
The most important thing about these videos, I think, is the location and getting whatever it costs. Doesn't make a difference.
It's true. Yeah, special guests.
Yeah, like the 200-300 views I get on these videos is definitely well worth it. So
people like it.
Cool.
Like it.
Well, as I told you while I was outside over there, this is the man who edits all these videos, makes them look way cooler than they are. So I appreciate it.
Of course.
Can you tell people in that camera over there who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Joe Goldsmith. Grew up in New York, live in Tel Aviv, Israel now, travel to New York a ton for work. I'm a freelance video producer. I create all different types of content for companies, organizations, individuals, really anybody who needs any type of video content. And I've been lucky and fortunate to work with Barry for, I would say, 2 years now. And I've met some really incredible people over the last 5-6 years doing freelance. And fortunate to be here, fortunate to know Barry, and fortunate to edit his videos because it's a lot of fun.
I appreciate everything you do. You do more than just vlog material. You do like high-end stuff.
So I would say I started editing vlogs from Hillel Fold, who I'm sure you know. I think that's how we originally connected, not through Hillel. So I started editing Hillel's vlog while I was working full-time in the city, creating video content for this company, these food recipe videos. And it was really a dream job. It was my first full-time job, and it was a really, really amazing opportunity. I learned a lot from there. And then at some point I met Hillel, and he started sending me footage. But that's a long story, but we don't need to get into that. And I started editing stuff for him. And then I started doing some real estate stuff. And then I realized, I really like doing freelance work. So I quit my full-time job and went freelance about, I would say, 5.5 years ago. And it's funny because it started with the vlog, with Hillel's vlog, but then it sort of, morphed into other types of content. What I love to do most now is probably property tours for real estate for luxury homes. I have a client in Israel, a really great guy, and we just go around and do these luxury property tours, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm learning a ton. So that's one of my clients. In Israel, I have a brewery that I'm doing video content for, camps, schools, promotional videos. So all the things I just mentioned now, besides for the vlogs, I'm filming and editing. Most of the time, I would say maybe 50-60% of my clientele, I'm filming and editing. But then there are some clients, I would say maybe 20-30% of my clientele, where I'm just doing the editing. Like you're sending me the stuff, and Hillel's sending me the stuff, and a bunch of other companies, and especially over COVID, a lot of things are virtual.
Right. I mean, that's one of the things is, I don't know if people realize that you're not recording, you're not traveling to every single vlog location and recording for me. You told me what cameras to get. I'm like, could I use the new Facebook glasses? You're like, no. Stay away from them. But you gave me certain advice, and I set up 2 different cameras to do it. I used to do it on one camera, this camera you're looking at right now, and while we were able to sit closer together. Although probably now we can, but whatever it might be.
Oh yeah, I think we should probably both of us 3 vaccines. So
3.
Get your 3rd one, guys. Are we allowed to say that?
No politics involved.
No politics involved, but like.
I'm not sure. I mean, if you like that advice, thumbs up. If you dislike it, thumbs down.
Well, even if you dislike it, get the 3rd anyway.
This whole video might be flagged by YouTube now.
Right? So. No, I think we're like, if we say that get it, then people will
hopefully get it.
Hopefully.
And I own Pfizer stock just to be. I actually
disclosure. Do you actually? That's funny.
But I don't think the stock has actually changed at all. Moderna did, I think.
Wait, that's so interesting. Why did?
Because Pfizer's in such a much larger market of all. I think the COVID shot is such a small percentage of their income, and they're barely making any money on it.
But they're probably doing like cancer research and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're just Moderna's like one big thing was this mRNA.
So Pfizer, I'm like on the bus in Israel, and like there's a Pfizer office, and it's probably been there for like 10-15 years, and obviously you don't realize it. It's like, wait a second, Pfizer. And you're like, are they making the pill here? But no.
It's funny. We have like a prayer. We used to have a prayer services in my office for afternoon services for Jewish world.
Mincha.
And one of the guys who used to come was that guy who worked around the block at Pfizer.
Oh, that's funny.
His last name is Needle, which I think is funny. And he actually worked on this specific vaccine.
1 second. He didn't change his name at some point from whatever his name was to Needle.
No. It's always been Needle.
That's why I got the job. He went in there for the interview and was like,
It was a no-brainer.
Mr. Needle, and they're like, I like you.
So so he's pretty hands-on with this thing. Any
Very cool.
events, off the whole COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So what I have to do, and I'll tell people the process, which is pretty cool. So if you're interested in doing your own vlog, I basically record this stuff, I upload them to AWS, Amazon Web Services, in some type of container. Most of these files are like, 70 gigabytes of footage.
60, 70 gigabytes.
Yeah, something like that. It's
No, but they're
insane.
usually, the interviews are, we have a bunch of parts. So they're usually, let's say, 35 minutes maybe a little bit less, and then we cut them up.
We cut them up. And there's 2 videos recording at the same time, so it's a lot of material.
It's interesting because most of my clients, I always tell them the shorter the better. But for some reason, with your vlogs, whenever I see a shorter video, I'm like, I'm not happy, because these interviews are so informational, so interesting, and I have a lot of fun editing them.
He gets paid to say that.
I do. Disclosure, right? No.
People are upset
really,
that I cut the videos, but because of COVID, I can't meet with so many people, so I got to cut them into 10-minute segments.
Listen, that's more work for me, which is, I'm not complaining about that.
But
I enjoy it.
But the process is pretty cool. So, and then I have Fios gigabit internet, so it takes me literally no time to upload and download this stuff.
Jealous.
I don't know what you guys have in Israel. That's the main reason I'm not moving to Israel. It's just because the internet.
Well, I'm about to blow your mind.
Yeah, what do you got?
Meaning, me personally, in my apartment in Tel Aviv, in my area, they don't have fiber optic yet, but most places in Tel Aviv, a lot of my friends have fiber. So the internet there is pretty good. My parents also live in Israel. I'm very fortunate, and they live in Netanya. And my dad just got fiber internet, 1,000 megabyte download. Upload is like 150. I mean, I don't want to say that it's bad because I'd sound like a brat, because 150 megabyte upload 10 years ago in Israel, people would be like, what are you never. So internet's getting better there. So I don't know if that's really the only reason.
That's one of the main reasons. One of the only reasons.
You can just always get like a...
The problem is, by the time you guys get full fiber, there's going to be like 10 megabits,
100,000 download speed, upload speed.
It's always like one step behind in Israel in terms of technology.
Totally. Besides for COVID, everything's always step behind.
Yeah,
because they were ahead. But I'm happy to see now. I've been creating video content for many years, and it's obviously the file sizes are getting larger and larger and larger. Just 1080p, HD, 4K. But back then, each project that I'm filming now, for example, a couple days ago I was filming a school, promotional video for a school. It was a one-day shoot. I had 300 gigabytes of footage, and that's maybe 5 hours of filming. No interviews too, it's just sort of B-roll, which is like videos and stuff of the school, of the kids, interviews, and that's a lot of footage. And I have, I'd say 70 terabyte worth of hard drives. By the way, we never discussed this, but I keep every single.
Oh, you do?
Everything. From beginning.
That's amazing. I store them all. I store them on Amazon in cloud. It's called Glacier. Because I don't want them on my hard drives. Yeah. But I actually keep buying new SD cards, which is the most expensive way to store video files.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
I know.
Because I can send you a hard drive to get, like these solid state hard drives. They're like $250. They're 2 terabytes. They're really, really quick.
Well, if you're storing them, I'll let you store them. But I also have them in Glacier. But I only store I store all the raw footage in Glacier.
I store everything. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't know why I do it. I do it because you never know who's gonna come back and need interviews. So Hillel, I've edited 440 episodes for him. I have every single one, all the raw footage. That's terabytes and terabytes, but you really never know when someone's gonna.
There's vloggers right over there.
I know. They heard us.
Yeah.
Are you sure we're not streaming live on YouTube right now?
I don't know, but
finding us?
vlogger to vlogger.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Good stuff.
The cool thing about this is that I remember when I was first being interviewed by CBS or NBC, one time they came to my office, I think it was CBS, and the camera was literally the size of my office.
Yeah.
And it was 2 of us. One was this person who actually works at Google now, who was interviewing me. He was a reporter at CBS, and now he works at Google. I don't know if he still works at Google, but then he moved to Google as doing some video content for them. And we were sitting in my small little office. The camera was probably filling up the whole, it was maybe like this big. In our face, we're sitting face to face like this, spinning on each other, talking. Pre-COVID. And the camera's in our face like this close.
Yeah.
But it looked like we were so far away.
Wide lens.
It was incredible.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And he's like, don't worry. And we're getting all wet from talking on each other.
But it looked like you guys were like 5 feet away from each other.
And it's amazing you can do on a little tiny camera the size of a pen now. It's just insane.
Yeah. Well, for real estate for me, wide angle lenses, you want to make a really small room in New York City look good, wide-angle lens is going to help that.
But it's still a small camera. You're still using
I'm using a pretty small camera. I mean, nowadays, I mean, if you had CBS and them come back, you know, those broadcast channels actually still use large cameras. But nowadays, the cameras that you can get, I mean, is almost the same size as an iPhone almost for like.
Yeah.
I mean, the iPhone 13, I know you're using that there, is an unbelievable camera.
Yeah.
And I just got the
So
12
I stopped
Pro.
using this? DJI?
It's actually a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely something to look into because I know now, especially on the 13, their camera, their quality is probably better than DJI's at this point. I mean, the camera. I mean, think about how much you spent for the phone versus the DJI. You know, so.
Yeah.
But we can discuss it. I mean, but listen, like you said, you know, I don't personally travel to do these. There are certain clients that I have that have the budget and have the time and want the highest quality vlog content. But it really depends. I mean, obviously that's not sustainable for every single, you know, week or day, but, you know, it really depends on...
But the beauty of this is that you don't have to. I mean, I could just, the speed of the internet now, it's just...
It's nuts.
It's so easy to do this stuff. So.
Yeah, and it's only getting faster.